So guys, I'm officially back at Melbourne right now. I just got back from my Bali, Indonesia birthday trip, and I gotta say this trip was amazing. I had a lot of fun. It's probably one of the best weeks of my life. So now we're back here with overcast weathers and all of that shit, reviewing movies once again. Yay! Even though I do love still reviewing movies, but overcast weathers, always hate that. So I saw some movies at Bali, and of course, I'm going to review them to you guys, and of course there are big movies that came out September, so let's get into one of them. Ad Astra. So Ad Astra is a new science fiction space adventure film that's directed by James Gray and stars Brad Pitt, Tommy Lee Jones, Liv Tyler, and Donald Sutherland. Basically, this movie is about Clifford McBride, an astronaut played by Brad Pitt, who basically discovered his father is missing, played by Tommy Lee Jones. His father's mission was to go to Neptune to discover some life forms, and he never returned to Earth. So Clifford has to go out and search for his missing father, see if he's still alive or not. Now, I heard a lot of great praises about Ad Astra. I heard this movie was the best film of the TIFF Film Festival. Also, I saw the first trailer of the movie and it looks really freaking promising. I really love space movies. Like, for the most part, most space movies I have seen were fantastic. We got Alien, we got 2001: Space Odyssey, we got Interstellar, we got Gravity. Gravity is probably my favorite out of the space movies. Yes, I like Gravity better than 2001: Space Odyssey. Don't kill me. But I have faith in Ad Astra. First, I love Brad Pitt. I thought he's a phenomenal actor out there, and I never seen him in a movie in a while. Now he's in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood that came out this year, probably one of his best performances, and now in this movie. I think Brad Pitt now has gone into bigger roles now, and that is great to see his comeback. So I went into this movie. I went to an IMAX screening of this movie at Bali. Lucky freaking me. So I was so pumped for this movie. I was literally like, I don't know what to expect, and that's what I love. I just want to expect something different, and I gotta say, Ad Astra did that for me. I gotta say, Ad Astra was phenomenal. I freaking enjoyed Ad Astra. This movie was breathtaking. It was actually phenomenal. And what I love about Ad Astra is that this is one of those movies that felt so relaxing. It's not like Avengers Endgame where it's all crowded, where all explosions come all over the place, or horror movies where you can't breathe. This movie felt like a meditation movie. And that's really different because I thought this was going to be some action space movie, which is the thing I would want to see too, but this movie actually is different than it tries to market it to be, and I consider that as a good thing, and I think that's why people didn't like this movie as much as I do, because there are always some people that did hate this film, and I can understand why because of how different this film is. But I liked it because it was different. It was one of the most different space movies I've ever seen. But this film just felt so relaxing, and it felt like you're in a fresh air of watching a really peaceful space movie. And I never get that in a while, and I gotta say, this movie really did that for me. But also, I gotta say, Brad Pitt in this film. Holy shit, how can he not get an Oscar nomination for this film? If he does, I would not be surprised, because Brad Pitt in this movie was fantastic. This is probably my favorite Brad Pitt performance. Yes, I think this is my favorite Brad Pitt performance since Seven. Have you seen Seven? If you have not seen Seven,
where have you been?
This movie is probably one of Brad Pitt's best performances in his career. He knows how to play a freaking character in this film. You don't feel like that's Brad Pitt in the film. You feel like that's Clifford McBride trying to find his father. And that took that simple concept and made it into one of those relaxing performances I've seen Brad Pitt in. Yes, he hits emotional stakes. And that's why I think Brad Pitt is such a trained and phenomenal actor. And he did such a great job in this film. But I gotta say, the most breathtaking aspects of Ad Astra is totally the cinematography. The cinematography of this film, wow. I saw this film in IMAX once again, and this film looks breathtaking in IMAX. You need to see Ad Astra in IMAX as soon as you can, because the cinematography in this film, the look of space, looks amazing. You believe you're in this ride with Brad Pitt in space in the film, because that's basically this film, Brad Pitt in space doing this one mission that he's really begging to do. The look of space looks so freaking realistic. You don't feel like that is Superman 4 fake at all. Like, have you seen Superman 4 Quest for Peace? How terrible the green screen of space is? you feel like that's green screen. This movie feels like they actually filmed it in space. It kind of felt like I'm watching Gravity again, you know what I mean? That's what I felt like in this film. The look at the movie looks absolutely phenomenal. There was even a car chase scene in the moon, and the camera shots of that scene looks realistic. It's phenomenal. The story aspects in this film was interesting. I wasn't bored during this film. Some people say it was boring, and honestly, the dialogue in this film made me more invested in the story and this world building in this film. You feel like you're in this world. And I think the storytelling and like the dialogue in this film and performances not made me bored of Ad Astra at all. I love the dialogue. I love the storytelling in this film. This is a really great story. Do I have a couple of flaws with Ad Astra? I would say a couple. But those aren't the flaws I would say I was really pissed off about. It's just like, if I could improve on the film, if I was the director of the film, I would say a couple of these things. First off, there are side characters in this film. Now, not to say they are boring, not to say they are shit in the film. I would say the performances of the side characters, spot on. We got Donald Sutherland, he's great in the film. Liv Tyler was great. The other astronauts that Brad Pitt was going along with, I don't know the actor's name, they were all good in the film. But it would have been nice if we get to know those characters a bit more in this film. Like, they're great characters and they're very safe side characters in this film. But it would have been nice if we get to know some of the side characters a bit more in this entire freaking movie. Another flaw of this movie is that there is this thing in the film that's showing this world building thing. Like, there's a thing in the moon that I don't want to spoil, but you know what I'm going to mean. And you feel like you want to get to know more about that aspect of the film. When you watch this film, you know I'm going to be talking about. But guys, overall, Ad Astra is a breathtaking film. It's probably one of the best theater experiences I had this year so far. I wouldn't say this is my number one though, just because of those little flaws, but I would say this could be in my top 10 for sure. Ad Astra is a great film. I highly recommend to see this film. I know this film's not going to be for everybody. There's going to be some people that's going to expect something different, and it definitely didn't turn out as they wanted. But I would say give Ad Astra a chance, because this movie was fantastic. I'm going to give Ad Astra an A. So guys, that is my review for Ad Astra. I want you guys to let me know what you think of this movie in the comments below. If you like the movie, hate the movie, or thought it's okay. Yes, I'm using a new background. I'm just using it for now. I'm not going to tell you what it is because, you know, it will invade someone's privacy. But guys, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, notified for my latest videos, and have a nice day.